So we just had the Joe Joyce, Bermane Stiverne weigh-in. Stiverne weighed in at 273 pounds. I believe it's 273. It's definitely over 270. Hopefully I got that correct. 273 pounds. So all this talk about him rededicating himself, going away, doing some soul searching, and being in the best shape he's been in for years for the Joe Joyce fight. I mean, a load of nonsense, right? Man's coming in at 273 pounds. I haven't checked what his career heaviest is. I suspect he's probably been a bit heavier than this for some previous fights, but this is a lot heavier than he was in both Deontay Wilder fights, including the rematch where he got blitzed in a round. So definitely not a good sign, is it, when a man's turning up at 273 pounds. Joe Joyce, on the other hand, looked in fantastic condition, and he weighs 265. Now, Joe Joyce really is a juggernaut. This is a giant of a man. At 265 pounds, he looks athletic and in great shape, but he doesn't look pumped up through weightlifting. He just looks like a naturally huge human being. You know, some people, like many would say AJ, looks like he's pumped up with weights. Artificially inflated his body mass. I'm not necessarily saying he's using substances. I'm just saying artificially in terms of doing loads of weights to gain mass. Whereas Joe Joyce doesn't look like a guy who lives in the gym pumping weights to gain mass. He just looks like he's a massive guy naturally. He's very slow, Joe Joyce, we know this. Abel Sanchez, interestingly, is the one who turned down the opportunity for Joyce to face Luis Ortiz, even though Joyce was keen on it. His trainer, Abel Sanchez, has pumped the brakes on that for now. But he's happy for him to go in there against Bermane Stiverne. He has likened his charge to a young George Foreman. Well, he's not going to liken him to a Lennox Lewis or a Muhammad Ali, is he? Because he's very slow, he's very clunky, but when he hits people, they go flying. As Joe Hanks can attest to as Joyce's last opponent. Now, with Bermane Stiverne, from a stylistic point of view, Stiverne actually likes fighters like Joyce. He likes guys who come towards him who are slow, who square up their shoulders just like Joyce does, and give him opportunities to counter, particularly off the ropes. Stiverne likes that. But at the same time, even though Stiverne is at his most comfortable when fighters come at him, he does have a bad habit of languishing on the ropes a little too long and allowing opponents to tee off on him. We saw that particularly in the first Chris Arreola fight. If he does that, and remember, he's 273 pounds here, he's a hell of a lot heavier than he was against Arreola. If he languishes on the ropes and allows Joe Joyce free shots at him, this is going to be a short night. With that being said, Bermane Stiverne is a very good puncher. Don't get it twisted. The guy is a very good puncher, always was. If you hang your chin out to dry, he might just hang you out to dry. If he clips you with one of those big hooks or the big overhand right that he hit Arreola with, the guy can punch, and he's actually a pretty good counter puncher if you come at him. So Joyce can't be too reckless when he's trying to attack Bermane Stiverne. Even though Stiverne's out of shape and he's old and he's been inactive, Joyce can't be too reckless. He still has to be careful. But if he is careful, if he goes about the job methodically, I see him stopping Bermane Stiverne. The only scenario where Joyce doesn't stop Stiverne, in my view, will be a scenario in which Joyce gets hurt or dropped early in the fight or at some point in the fight and then becomes a little gun shy and starts thinking, you know what, let me keep it long range and force Stiverne to come to me. If that happens, then yeah, maybe Stiverne can go the distance. But if Joyce doesn't get hurt or dropped or intimidated in any way by Stiverne's punching power, then I'm expecting Joe Joyce, as I said in a previous video, to turn Bermane Stiverne upside down and mop the canvas with his dreadlocks. That's what I'm expecting. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's happening, I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.